Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Amazonia between our teal orc player Grubby, and down on the bottom we have our gray undead player SharpDressedMan. And we are going to speed this up to the 8x mark. And it is Amazonia once again. Lots of creeps on this map, always a good map to cast on. And although it does say IQ 55, that is Grubby, that it is War 3 Arena name. And I always call it Warcraft 3 Arena, but it is technically War 3 Arena, but you know what I mean. That kind of thing. To our Chieftain first for Grubby, and going after the Renegade Wizard Camp, and the Death Knight is on the way. And could score a kill. Nope, not going to grab the main. And now the Tauren Chieftain is blocked inside by an Acolyte. And the Tauren Chieftain falls immediately. Very interesting indeed. And now the Death Knight can clean up this camp. I have a little bit of problem with a couple grunts here and there. One grunt. And maybe the grunt can try and steal off one of these kills, but no, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So that is going to set Grubby way back into the Stone Age for that one. And a very, very excellent surround. I think that was more of like a surround that you couldn't really do again if you tried. I think that was just sort of an accidental surround. The Acolyte was just in the right spot. The creeps were just in the right spot as well. Nearly a level 2 Death Knight. And I didn't see what the Tauren Chieftain got. Looks like you got a Circlet of Nobility from that. And even he says nice surround. But again, I think that was sort of an accidental surround. I'm not sure if that's something you could replicate very easily. I think it was just a very situation kind of situation. I kind of want to say situation one more time, but I couldn't figure out like a way to actually put that into the conversation. Anyway, the Tauren Chieftain now going down to the bottom side of the map, and he says actually you surrounded yourself. He kind of did. And now the Death Knight moving on out, gets himself Slippers of Agility +3, not the greatest item on the Death Knight. And now going after the bottom rogue camp here with the Grunts and Tauren Chieftain. And Tauren Chieftain first is somewhat of a strange opening. I've seen Grubby do that before. He's one of the only people that really use the Tauren Chieftain on a regular basis. Now the Tauren Chieftain running for his life. The Grunts bail and go off the other way. And without the Blade Master on the map for him to run around, steal kills, and easily sneak in and out, and also that surround probably would not have happened either because you could have just wind walked out of it. And that's pretty much why you go Blade Master first. Blade Master just simply put the best orc hero. And now pounding out the Grunts here. Stronghold coming up. And for Halls of the Dead, and still busting out those spiders. Tauren Chieftain now going to be going after the Renegade Wizard Camp. And Death Knight unable to find his opponent, going after the Kobold Camp himself. And Renegade Wizard going to fall here. Rune Bracers for the Tauren Chieftain, a very nice item against the Death Knight. Going to reduce those death coils by 33%, which is quite significant. 87 health left on this Tauren Chieftain. And if the Death Knight came along, this would be a very easy kill, but now going to pop one of those healing salves. Going to make sure that he doesn't get attacked by these enforcers. Grabs a Shadow Priest and a Forest Troll Berserker. And skeletal minions in the town there. Death Knight got a replenishment potion from the Kobold camp there, which is not a bad item really for the Death Knight, as you always need death coils. So he's going to hold on to that for a little while. Murloc Nightcrawler camp here going to fall very close to the orc base. Bold move. And Tome of Intelligence from that. And finishes that off level 3 Tauren, Death Knight rather, level 2 Tauren Chieftain. And looks like Grubby's a little bit confused this map, especially after getting killed that first time, having to revive his Tauren Chieftain there. And reviving that costed him a little bit. I think he was only level 1 at the time of the revival, so that's... I can't remember actually how much that costs. It's not a lot, and it actually revives very quickly, but it did set him back in experience quite a bit. It gave the Death Knight quite a bit of experience, so set him back a lot. And now the Lich is out and about. A Frost Nova here could be kind of bad if you can get in front of him just right.
We're under attack.
And I feel it coming here shortly. If you can get in front of the Tauren Chieftain and start body blocking him, a Frost Nova. Nope, he goes Frost Armor instead. And now the Shadow Hunter is out for the second hero for the Orc. And interesting choices from Grubby this time. Sometimes Grubby plays unusual games. Once in a while he'll go unusual choices. And this isn't quite unusual, but again, it's a little non-meta to go the Tauren Chieftain than the Shadow Hunter. I've seen him go Pit Lord multiple times, and he performs pretty well with the Pit Lord. Now the Undead spies this. Tome of Strength +2 needs to pick that up and grabs that with the Tauren Chieftain before the Death Knight does. And Belt of Giant Strength +6, +8 Strength for the Tauren Chieftain in that battle. Very nice. 200 additional health for the Tauren Chieftain. And an additional 8 damage as well. Now going to be busting out the Raiders, making a war mill in the back there. And it's coming up with those slaughterhouses and those obsidian statues for the Undead. And got lots of Ogre Strength, I believe, from that camp there. So not too bad of an item, I suppose. Could be worse. And Undead all over the Orc here, moving at him quickly. And really needs to wait for those Raiders so that you can start netting some of these units. And there is one Raider now. And the net is on the way.
Upgrade complete.
And even I don't know what that is. He's referring to the player Sonic, but I don't know what Sonic Vision is. And Tome of Agility +2 falls out from that creep there.
Work complete.
Even he doesn't know. Yep, so I don't think anybody knows what he's talking about, but that's okay. Goblin Merchant now. The Tauren Chieftain picks up a potion of invulnerability. Technically lesser invulnerability, as there is a difference. I don't keep track of that. Very nice. Very nice. And now going to be pounding out more of these Raiders once that ensnare. Now that that ensnare has been completed. And we'll be able to ensnare some of those spiders and really start fighting back. Otherwise, it's very, very hard to go after the spiders, as they can just simply burrow or they can just run away from the grunts, so hard to do that. But once you got that ensnare, the whole thing changes a little bit. Covers up the statue there. Taskmaster falls, and another replenishment potion for the Death Knight. So 2 replenishment potions, that's very interesting. I don't think I've seen that in a while, somebody holding 2 replenishment potions. I've certainly seen people get 2 replenishment potions, but not have them in their inventory.
Research complete.
Maybe give one of those to the Lich, or keep them for himself. He may sell them as well. He does sell them. And now the Rock Golem camp here is going to get plotted on by Grubby. Makes an illusion here to soak up some of the damage.
Research complete.
And Tauren Chieftain steps away temporarily to give the Shadow Hunter level 3. And Tauren Chieftain just hanging around. Here comes the Undead. Undead knows exactly what's going on here. Wand of Mana Stealing and a Tome of Strength. Not that greatest items there for the Orc. And does not get the level 3. And Kotobeast snags a spider, but I don't think that is going to last particularly long. Tinker throws down the Pocket Factory, and now the Undead is on the wrong side of the battle here, is trapped inside a little bit. But we'll see how long that lasts. Kotobeast was taken out, released the spider, and a decent stomp there gets the majority of the army. And also a Banshee out in the field here, cursing those Berserkers, making them miss. quite a lot, and this is something that I'd like to see more, is Banshees. I love to see somebody using Banshees. The Curse is just such an amazing weapon, especially if it's on the entire army. Look at all the misses, and it hasn't been, well, there's a couple of misses there, but it makes you miss, I think, 33% of the time. Maybe it's 35, can't remember. It's been a while since I've used Curse, but either way, it makes you miss a good portion of the time, especially once you have it on an entire army. The amount of misses really goes quite high, and the amount of DPS you miss out on is a lot.
Vengeance for Surgeon. Ready to ride. Attack!
And Shadowhunter running for his life here from the undead, trying to get back to the base here. And some berserkers coming on out. Raiders also coming on out. Not of the closet, but of the bestiary. And another decent stomp there. Not sure if it's going to amount to that much. And when another stomp comes around, it would be a good time. And now it kind of separated the army. Not going to be the greatest. And could get the Tinker and some of the heroes here. Probably just waiting on the cooldown. And that wasn't the greatest stomp, but gets it done. I prefer Shockwave to stomp a lot of the time. Just does way more damage. The damage is just sometimes much more valuable than the temporary stun of a few units. And Tinker falls there to the Tauren Chieftain. And Berserkers falling here left and right. And Raiders still coming on out, but not sure if it's going to be enough here. Going to force away the undead for a little while, but still quite a bit of spiders laying around here.
Ready to ride.
And Tauren Chieftain missing over and over there. As you can see, the effect of the Banshee is just so good. Didn't really quite save that Obsidian stature, but missed it like 3 times in a row there, which is probably well over 100 damage worth of misses.
Vengeance for Surgeon.
4,000 gold left in the mines. Now the undead going to be going after the Sasquatch camp, and undead might be going after the rock golem camp here. Orc going after the Sasquatch camp. I think I said that wrong. Not really sure. But now the undead going after the rock golem camp, and going to take that out here. We'll see what items drop for these two players. Agility Tome for the Shadow Hunter. Will drop first here. It looks like a Scroll of the Beast for the undead. That will most likely get sold. We'll have to see that. I don't think there's really much from the orc right now that will actually dispel the scroll, but a lot of times the scroll just gets sold as it sells for a decent chunk of change. And Renegade Wizard Camp never got farmed out, and will go down now. Shadowhunter gets a Sentry Ward. Tome of Agility there just gets randomly picked up by whoever. And there's one remaining rogue. Why not take that out? And one of the sentry wards placed on the map there. And Troll Berserker falls there. Manual of Health for the Tauren Chieftain. I think a Mantle of Intelligence too, so he hands that off to the Shadowhunter. Now there's a Shade on the map moving around, looking for some trouble. Shade spying everything going on here. And still a Sentry Ward somewhere around here. Got the Undead Vision going right now. And Tauren Chieftain runs in the wrong area there. And is now in a little bit of trouble. Well, it gets out just fine for now. with a little bit over half health. Pops a healing salve, should be good for a little while. And the granite golem camps are still going strong, but usually people just can't creep these, as by the time you end up creeping them, your opponent is right up here, and you end up getting in a massive battle between the granite golems and your opponent. So most people just never end up even getting these. I've seen some cheap tricks where people put human towers down where the golems cannot reach, and you can sort of attack the golems down to a very low health. And it looks like the undead will successfully take out this golem and gets a helmet of valor. For strength, for agility, for the Death Knight. Death Knight gonna bail out of here and leave the 2 golems for the orc. So I'm sure he doesn't mind that. Getting 2 level 6 creeps. And takes those out. Tome of Agility +2 on the ground. And anybody gonna grab that? Maybe the Torn Chieftain, who knows? And gonna give that to the Shadow Hunter. And I've seen people put, I think, human tower somewhere around here. You can build one. And the golems can't quite get to them, and you can just shoot the golems individually until they're very low on health, and then you actually kill them off afterwards, which is sort of an exploit, but I've seen it done.
Let my cries chill the living.
The sleeper awakes.
And still pumping out those banshees. They are master level now.
Us hear and obey.
And now Tauren Chieftain spots the undead army moving in on him. And we have a great hall being constructed, but the shade is all over that.
Our gold mine is nearly empty.
And did sell his Helm of Valor. And I was going to back up, going to try and take out these mini rock golems first. Technically not mini, I suppose the mud golems are the mini golems. And pulls them away, takes out the rock golems first.
Our forces are under attack.
And doesn't quite finish off the golems. And the undead army is looking pretty powerful, 70 out of 70. And Orc just not looking that way. We'll see what he's at here, 60 of 60. And it looks like a Tome of Knowledge or Health is on the ground. Tome of Knowledge there on the ground. And it looks like another Helmet of Valor, which would be interesting to have a couple of those. 8 agility, 8 strength. But they do sell for quite a bit, so he just ends up selling them before his gold mine runs out on him. And he has certainly sold more items than the Orc has, so he'll definitely have the advantage later in the game. However, this Great Hall is nearly completed. And he sells his Helm of Valor, instead just picks up a couple scrolls of healing. And now Grubby going after the undead base, but the undead's going to take this opportunity to go after the Great Hall and take that out. And needs to cancel that, get his money back as soon as possible before it's complete. It's almost complete, and looks like he does cancel it just before that happens. And the Black Citadel going down here. And at the same time, Shadowhunter is bailing.
Work complete.
So now back to square one for Grubby. And the gold mine nearly destroyed for both players. Undead has a little bit more gold left, as he had to stop mining for here and there sort of situation. Now picks up a pocket Great Hall, and that will cause that to build very, very quickly. And now all the peasants, peons rather, are going to be moving on over there to start mining away. And now he really just has to defend this as long as he can.
Work complete.
And if you can keep this for a while, he should be able to stay ahead of the undead. stun there. Gets a decent amount of units now, berserking. And Tauren Chieftain is in a bit of trouble here, down to half health. And we'll need to pop that potion sometime soon, but looks like he already did. So all the damage is off him for now. Troll Berserker's falling pretty quickly here to the Undead. Undead popped Scroll of Protection, has a couple Scrolls of Healing. I think he may have already used them in the battle.
Our hero has been slain.
And Grubby has to GG out. I really think the Undead was well played, but I think the mistake at the beginning cost him quite a lot, especially going Tauren Chieftain first, but losing that Tauren Chieftain right off the bat and then giving the rest of those creeps to the Undead. Not only did the Undead get the rest of the creeps in that initial camp, but he also went over to the left camp side, just left of that anyway, and took out those camps as well. So the unit score for you guys, and the heroes got a 5, 4, and 3. Tinker really didn't do too much. Tinker really never does too much until he gets high level. 5 and 4 and resources. But I hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and I will see you guys next time.